Konnichiwa, homies. It is the 10 at 10 for October 26, 2023. I'm Matt. Let's get into it.
Ohio gozaimasu. I'm Tim, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. The 10 at 10 is going to be talking about 10 new trees that you can listen today at 10 a.m. Guess what? There's 20. Sign up for the weekly email. You'll figure out the full listing of those 20.
Hey, have you been living under a rock, or have you heard about our upcoming November 4th open house? It's going to be off the hook.
8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You're going to be there early so you can check through the greenhouses. We've got plants from all over. Guess what? We recently bought Buckholt's Nursery. That means we've got even more plants here at Mr. Maple for our open house.
It's going to be an incredible open house. A lot of things will be one of one, and first come, first serve. There'll be some incredible stuff that we haven't even offered before. We'll have it here for the first time, so be in there early, check it out. I'd say the bulk of our people show up between 8 and like 12. That's the busiest time of the day. But we'll be here till 4. Feel free to come through, check us out. We'll have new items from the Buckholt's farm, as well as things we brought up that we haven't had available at any other point in our year. Some incredible plants. We'd love for you to be part of our last open house of the year. We're going out with a bang for the very last one.
So y'all, let's get started for today's 10 at 10 a.m. All right, we'll start off on this side. We've got Diviia Lady Sunshine.
Guys, this is a dove tree with some amazing variegation.
The variegation is amazing all by itself. It's a dove tree. It's got this really unique shaped leaf that's really oblong. It's got some nice creamy variegation on the green. It just really shows off really well out in the garden.
Showstopper. I love Diviia. I mean, they're such fun plants. They make great accompaniment plants to Japanese maples. They're deciduous. They have high intensity. And when you get with the variegated ones that are like the most interesting of them, it's hard not to fall in love with these. They fit so well with Japanese maples for what they are. This one has that big creamy variegation on the outside, the light green on the inside. We've offered a few recently. There's some really fun ones. Don't miss on Lady Sunshine. And as always, that one has those big dove tree blooms as well.
You want to go your side or my side?
Let's switch up down here. Don't tell them about that Makawa type just yet.
Guys, next up, we've got Acer Solum Bronze Age.
Oh man, Bronze Age is a champion. Everybody loves this one. Talon Buckholt's favorite tree he ever named, by the way. That's saying a lot. High praise there. One of our favorites for our customers and our employees here at the nursery. This one can get some really cool bronze growth on it. That's obviously where the name comes from. I love when it has that kind of dark blue-green color on the older color and high intense, almost like brick red, even off red color on the new growth. The fall colors can be incredible as well. I've had this be bold, rich golden yellow.
I know Corbin was showing someone around the nursery the other day, and they were like, what in the world is this plant? It's got this right now, that bronze color with lime green veins. I mean, right now it's outstanding. In a few weeks, it'll be turning to a bright, bright, bright golden yellow.
Guys, that's three bright.
That's three bright.
Bright, 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 bright yellow fall color.
It's one of the best fall colors. Guess what? We had to recently are doing some podcasts on the top fall colors, Japanese maples. You have to listen to all those podcasts to see where Bronze Age falls.
We couldn't do 50. We ended up doing top 100 fall colors. Join us for that one. Those 4. All right, nope. Let's go down here again, guys. Baby Blue Ice.
Guys, this is a Chamaecyparis spicifera. It's a Sawahara cypress, but this thing is killer. Gives you some awesome blue color.
Ice, baby. Go watch our walkthrough part 1 at Buckholt's Gardens. We walked by one of the biggest specimens of this you'll ever see. My favorite blue. One of my all-time favorite blues. This one, it has everything you want in a blue conifer. Like it brings it. The color's great. I often joke, I got a little boy and I've got girls. You can do a gender reveal party. You could open this one up for the blue. Awesome plant. And who doesn't need a baby blue ice in their garden?
It has a shape very similar to like green penguin.
Yeah.
And it's nice, slow growing. So get a baby blue ice to put out next to a green penguin. Some good color contrast out in the garden.
Every rad Japanese maple in your garden is never going to look brighter and more colorful than when it's next to this frosty blue of baby blue ice.
It's a killer plant. You need it.
You want to go to the Makawa? Let's do this one. All right, never before listed, maybe anywhere. I know it's never been on Mr. Maple before. What they got, Tim?
We got Yellow Canary.
Yellow Canary. Sylvester done it.
Acer Solum Yellow Canary, y'all. This tree has a little bit larger leaves than Arium. For us, it seemed to be a little bit more vigorous.
More vigorous. Great grower. We've really been impressed by the growth rate of this one and that big round foliage.
Seems to be a killer plant. Really cool new introduction by Buchholz and Buchholz Nursery. One of the last introductions so far by Talon Buchholz.
Heck, we just got this one last year. These really hadn't hit the market. This is one of the first times mail order this one's been out there for sure. He sent us a gift of one, I think, last spring. I mean, my biggest one, well, heck, I bought Buchholz now, so we got bigger ones than this. The biggest one we have at MrMaple isn't much bigger than this.
So true, so true. It's an awesome yellow plant. It's new, though. I mean, this is a brand new selection on the market. You can help evaluate it with us. It's a killer plant. You know I love the yellows. These yellows are going to rock out your garden.
Yellow Canary. All right, you want to do the Makawa type next? Let's do this one.
I think let's do this one.
All right, y'all. We went from so many different conifers down to Pixie Dust.
So Pixie Dust is a slow-growing white spruce, and the new growth on this has like a bright, bright color to it. So it's two brights.
Two brights. I would give it 3 brights in that category. Maybe not 4, but at least 3. It can be white when it first leaves out. The whole plant's a showy white. I would say one of the quintessential trees for that miniature garden. So if you want a railroad garden, if you want a pixie garden, you got to get you a Pixie Dust.
Fairy gardens. I mean, this looks like a perfect little conifer for those small gardens. And it's great for containers. It's great for small places in the landscape. If you've got some foundational plantings along your house coming in, you need something small. Pixie Dust, excellent tree. This is a tree that's good down to zone 3, so it's a really cold tolerant conifer. Really ornamental, and it's really slow growing.
Great container plant. This will really complement some of your other dwarf plants and just shows out. Now, I would give this one some late day shade in your hotter zones. Typically 3 p.m. on sun, you want to give it some protection from. If you're in a more hot or humid area, outstanding plant, incredible color patterns. And I mean, you can see when this is in its white stage, it looks cool next to everything. All right, let's get the Makawa type.
Let's go here.
Now let's get Jim's memory next.
All right.
All right, guys, next we got a dwarf red named for Jim Schmidt from Don Schmidt Nursery. Was honored to meet this guy, contemporary of town. Eric Schmidt, we've done some videos at his place. Wonderful family. Did get to meet Jim before he passed. We went out there during the '09 Maple Society. I remember walking around his house, some of the coolest plants I've ever seen, and this one is named in Jim's memory.
And this tree has small foliage. I guess its most comparable plant would be something like a Rhode Island red or a Hime Sojo, but this is a very different red. It's more of a brick red color on the foliage, and it really just makes a tight little dense compact red dwarf out in the landscape.
I dropped a short on some big massive specimens that we brought in from Buchholz Nursery that'll be available at open house. Those are in 20 gallons, y'all. This thing gets so tight, it almost reminds me of Makawa, how close the internoding gets.
It's vigorous at a young age, tightens up with age, an amazing plant that's going to give you a lot of cool red in the landscape.
I don't know what this was a broom on, but it reminds me a bit of Fire Glow for the colors. You'll get some intense reds early, you'll get some flashy reds, and you get a little bit of that orangey red in the fall color as well.
It really is. If you look at these new growth towards the end, it is getting tight, really tight, and it will densen up and just makes a perfect little ball out there in the landscape. And when we saw some of these at Don Schmidt Nursery, I was like, man, we got to really up production on this plant. Oddly enough, Talon Buchholz already was, and we bought Buchholz Nursery. So, guys, we got some awesome Jim's memory for you. Cool tree. First time offered here today on MrMaple.
Hey, did you know we bought Buchholz Nursery? I don't think we mentioned it yet in this video at all. Hey, what do we got next here? We've got Hana Sukasa. Mikasa, Yukasa, Sukasa. Get a Hana Sukasa.
Sukasa. Hana Sukasa is...
Let's start over. That sounded awful. All right, you want to go to that Makawa type? Let's go to these.
All right.
What do we got here? We've got Mikasa, Sukasa. Check out Acer palmatum, Hana Sukasa.
Hana is a recurring term you often see in Japanese words that mean flower. And Sukasa is named after Sukasa Nursery in Japan. Yataka Tanaka has some amazing selections in Japan. Sukasa Silhouette being one of his more famous ones. Hanamatoi being another. Hana Sukasa is essentially a butterfly-like Japanese maple.
Right.
With a little more sickle-shaped leaves to it. But in the springtime when this leaves out, it's completely pink.
Oh, it's all pink, guys. People often ask me for Taylor, people like Marlowe, and I often tell them those are kind of wimps. I mean, I offer them sometimes, we've offered them in person. It always comes with that huge disclaimer. I always tell people, think about Hana Sukasa instead. You're going to get some of that same pink color, but you're going to get a way better plant. It's not just a hardy annual. This one comes back. It looks amazing. You get everything you like about that, but just in a better plant.
And it just is distinctive. I mean, the foliage is elongated, so it's a little more elongated. The leaves twist sometimes with the variegation. It is an amazing tree. That spring color when it first leaves out too, it's hard to beat on any of the Japanese maples.
Now these are in our Welsh pot sizes, but you can see these are basically 1 gallons. Excellent plants. We're a huge fan of this one. Love visiting. Anytime I'm in Japan, I got to go visit Sukasa Maple, one of the most interesting maple nurseries in the world, and just a fun guy to talk to. He's one of the most interesting guys. You know, it's like the Dos Equis guy. He's got the beard too. He's one of the most interesting nurserymen on the planet. All right, you want to talk about the Makawa type next?
No, let's go with the lyrics.
Oh man, all right. We got the Twisted Sister, y'all. Nobody quit their job more times than "we're not gonna take it." A lot of people told their boss to shove it to that one back in the day.
Man. This is such a cool larynx. Larynxes are deciduous conifers, so they drop their needles in the winter. That means you get fall color on this conifer. Starting to go to some yellow right now. An amazing little dwarf twisted witch's broom that was found on the cultivar Diana. Really cool, really different. That contorted habit just gives a unique texture out in the landscape.
Larynx are super interesting. They've got that quality to them. Don't be afraid when these drop leaf. They are deciduous. It is a deciduous conifer. I once found a broom when we were driving up to Mount Fuji. I wish I could locate that one and get somebody in Japan to propagate it for us. This one found as a broom, so you get everything about it. Now, Twisted Sister has even a little bit more of that twisted, contorted habit to it. You get a little bit more of that gnarly spiraling going on.
Awesome, cool plant. Also, one of the first times we've offered larynx on Mr. Maple. Larynx are really awesome. You don't want to overwater them. If you overwater them, they'll actually drop leaves. Let them dry out, they'll leaf back out. But they also don't like high heat settings. So make sure you're somewhere up north because this tree will really thrive and do some awesome.
It's one time you can get some incredible golden yellow fall color on a conifer, and it's something to be proud about. It's not dead. It's alive. All right, Makawa type?
No, green
right.
Twinkles.
It's kind of a Makawa type. I mean, we might count it. This one's more in that hime growth. Almost reminds me a little bit of like a broom, like maybe like a Matthew or something, but with more elongated Matson Murray style foliage. Another Talon Buchholz introduction, Acer palmatum, green twinkle.
Green Twinkles was given to us by Talon. Matt's got one in his yard.
Making a great plant too.
It is. I mean, it's almost something like, it's got foliage almost like a green strap almost, but in a tight ball shape.
The shape's kind of reminded me more like Kiyohime. It's kind of that toadstool-like shape to it.
So it makes a unique shape out there. Goes to some really nice shades of bold red in the fall. Green Twinkles, chartreuse, like a yellow-green in the early spring. It's a really cool plant that's really different.
All right, you want to do the Makawa type next or just close out?
Let's just close out.
All right, guys. Hey, we got Mayday on the table, y'all. All right, don't kill us. There's around 20 of these today. We love dropping amazing plants. These will sell out stupid fast. Be prepared. Be prepared to have some backup plans if you don't get this one. We have a lot of great customers, but we're always working to bring back Acer palmatum Mayday, and we're going to drop it as many times as it takes to flood the market. Guys, we bought Buchholz Nursery, if you hadn't heard that already in this one. So we have unlimited Scion resources for this one going forward. There will be upcoming drops of this one that are upwards of 200 to 300 in the future at Mr. Maple. We'll make sure this one gets easier and easier. We're going to try to make about 20 people happy today with some Mayday.
So unfortunately, with making 20 people happy, there'll be a lot of unhappy people.
Like that snow kitten drop, somebody was like, hey, how many of those do you have? I said, well, I made 45 people real happy and 100 people not so happy. But that's kind of how it goes sometimes. Don't worry, guys. We'll keep bringing it, and at good rates. We're not gouging you on these either.
This one leaves out as a nice orange, and then it gets some nice blonde kind of looks to it after that. It's a very unique tree in that Makawa family. I mean, for us, it's a unique, like, orange apricot kind of color.
Now, these are from the Buchholz farm. These are actually grafted off the original. So if you want one from the very source, these Welsh pots are from the original. Guys, I collected about a pound of seed on that thing this year as well. The possibilities are insane. Collected about 100 seeds on Snow Kitten. There's some crazy stuff in the works here at Mr. Maple. Hope you enjoy Mayday. Don't kill the messenger. Have a good Mayday.
So this is just 10 of the 20 trees getting listed today. Check your email out. If you're not signed up for the email, get on at 10 a.m. immediately. You'll figure out the other 10 trees that are not on the table.
Guys, we are going to have an upcoming open house November 4th. There may be some Maydays here. There may be some Maydays in different sizes. There'll definitely be some Snow Kittens. There'll definitely be some Japanese Princess. There'll be some surprises you haven't even heard about yet. There's going to be amazing plants. Be here on November 4th. Be here early if you want some of the really crazy ones. They will sell out.
So get excited. Get here November 4th. We got tree geeks coming in from everywhere. We're tree geeks. We love having the tree geeks here. We try to make it as geeky of a time as possible by putting Japanese maples, all different varieties in all the different houses. Each house has its own unique gems. You're gonna really enjoy walking through all the trees.
And if you don't like that, we'll just call you a tree cool guy. We won't call you a geek if you don't like it. But we're geeks. So take care.
God bless.
Have a great day.